Okay, so if you let your bolt go a little too far and you're ready to get back to it on January 1st, here's what you need to do. You need to make sure that you actually have muscle under there when when it comes time to cut. It's going to be a lot easier to cut if you have more muscle mass versus a bunch of fat and maybe not as much muscle as you thought you did under there. Look, we still have what, 7 weeks left for the year. That's a decent amount of time to build a little bit of new muscle, but if you're like me and you've been slacking a little bit, you're probably a little, I don't know what to say, like deflated. You probably lost a little bit of muscle mass. But what you should really be using this time of year for is to make sure you're as strong, at least as strong as you've ever been. Like, we've all had those phases where we were really, really trying in the gym and like maybe you hit like a 225 bench press for reps and like that's the most you ever hit. And like these days you're doing more like 205. You just can't seem to hit that level. Try to hit that level again so that you have at least as much muscle as you had before. But what'll probably happen is you'll have a little bit more because you should be heavier now, assuming you let your bolt go too far. You're probably going to be a little calorific. You're going to have more energy and maybe push to like a 230 bench press. Now this is bare minimum. This is just setting yourself up for success when you do start a cut. Because what we're all afraid of right now is that we're starting from behind. You don't want to start a cut with less muscle than you had when you started. So if you like really slacked off at the end of the year and you lost a little bit of muscle, get it all back. You don't need to worry about having abs or whatever, having a good physique, as long as you're as strong as you were before. Now, ideally, you want to be a lot stronger. So hopefully you're doing like, I don't know, 20 pounds more on the bench press, 30 pounds, whatever. This is a time to slack off with your diet, not with your training, is what I'm trying to get at here. Right now is when you should be like putting in the most work in the gym because you have so many calories to work with. If you're like me and you've been eating like a bunch of cookies and I don't know, Halloween candy. All right, I admit it. I ate all the Halloween candy. I know there's a bunch of desserts coming up, and like, oh man, I freaking love those Pillsbury crescent roll things on Thanksgiving. I'm gonna eat a lot, so this is a perfect time to get in the gym more while you have more energy. And I know it might not look like you put on a lot of muscle, but you probably did. There's some stuff to work with under there, and you want it there when you start your cut. So like, yeah, just get in the gym and put the energy to good use. That's pretty much all you can do. Like we're all slacking off, man. It's the holidays. Like we're not all like David Goggins level on it. Like you don't really have to be, as long as you're trying a little bit. Just give yourself something to work with on January 1st. If you're gonna do a cut, you could bulk all year, which I've recommended that before. But if you're looking to cut on January 1st because you got a little overweight, a little chunky like me, then try really, really hard in the gym. That's all I'm saying. And I'm not done yet because there is something you could do on the diet side, and it's kind of what I'm doing right now. There's a couple of easy tips to like mitigate this whole like I don't know, sweet. I have a huge sweet tooth. That's what I struggle with. So if you struggle with like pizza or like I don't know, cheesy stuff, whatever, salty snacks, here's a couple things you could do. Keep a couple snacks in your car. All right. Ideally, this will be like protein stuff. What I did is I found these chocolate mint protein shakes at Costco, which is a little Christmassy. It's a little fun. It's chocolate. On top of that, I have a Gorilla Mind stash right here in my car. The reason for that is two things. One, it's like super delicious. It also gives me energy, caffeine. It keeps me moving, which is going to burn a little more calories, which mitigates this whole huge calorie surplus I'm putting myself through for the holidays. If you move a little more, you're going to burn more energy, and not all of those calories will go straight to your fat. Third, caffeine suppresses your appetite, so it makes you move more. It makes you eat a little bit less. And, now maybe I eat like 4 slices of pizza instead of 6. And that's another thing. If you're going to eat a ton of food, try to make it as protein. Try to make it as proteiny as possible. You should still be hitting like at least 150 grams of protein per day. Sure, we're all like above 150. If you're 200 pounds, you should try to get 200, but at least get 150. And there's fun ways you could do it. I like those little breaded chicken nugget things from Costco. I feel like a reason this time of year is hard for me because we all want like really hot, good food. It's cold. Well, not really here in California, but I don't know. But just like the winter time makes me want like some really good hot food, cheese, that kind of thing. So if you're gonna do that, then try to make it as proteiny as possible. I'm sure you guys have heard of like anabolic food, anabolic cookbooks. Just like try to replace whatever you can with the protein version of that thing. Mozzarella instead of cheddar, chicken instead of freaking pork sausage or whatever. There's substitutions you can make and still have like really good holiday food without sacrificing all your calories and protein for that thing. The reason I didn't put this kind of stuff first is because I think it's fun to eat kind of bad around this time of year. You know, it's the holidays. It's a cozy time of year where you want to eat a little bad. So that's totally fine. If you want to mitigate it with protein stuff, you can. However, I think the make or break of this time of year is how hard you're going in the gym. So to like sum it all up, there's stuff you could do to mitigate the diet part, like the overeating part, you know, replacing everything you can with protein. But if you're gonna be doing anything this time of year, I think it's more important to put the effort in the gym while you have the energy to do it, so that you have a bunch of muscles to show off when you lean down come January 1st.